we're farming today with a little bit of woodwork in the middle. Finally get that first oak post finished, so I'll get both braces in and brace either side, stand that up, so we can have a quick look at how they are going to sort of end up looking in the finished picture. So that's quite a nice achievement for the start of the project. But to start things off, we've got to go ted some hay out in the grass field. We've cut some grass to make hay from, and you have to ted it out sort of once a day in order to be able to make the grass dry out enough for you to bale it, so that when you bale it, it doesn't heat up or go sort of soggy and mouldy. So I'm on the old 690. We've got two of these tractors actually. They're bloody handy to have about in the shed. Not only because you don't need to take implements on and off like we're using this for haymaking now, but we're also doing the contract baling and stuff in between. And if you just had the one tractor, you'd have to switch between the two and it'd be a real pain. So great for leaving implements on, but they also use naffle fuel. Like, we'll ted this field probably 5 times of 15 acres, so 75 acres of tedding, and we'll use so little fuel it barely even like needs filling up at the end of it, whereas like a modern tractor would use a lot more fuel doing this process. So great things to have about on the farm. They're getting rarer and rarer to see on a farm because people tend to chop them in, trade them in, and then they get exported out to another country. So yeah, get increasing in value as well. So it's kind of a win-win situation to have them kicking about. So you can see the green grass being thrown up in the air and it lands on top. So the heavier green grass, if you set the machine up right, tends to get caught better by the tines and propelled further. So it then means that that wetter green grass gets thrown and lands on top of the grass that is drying out. So it means that that will then subsequently dry out first. So every time you ted it, you tend to bring the green lumps to the top, or that is the idea and the purpose of the machine. You got the old saying, make hay while the sun shines, and it's definitely true. It's really difficult to make hay and dry this grass out if the sun isn't shining. The wind does a really good job. Like if it's a windy day and not that sunny, you can dry grass out an awful lot. But ideally when you're baling this stuff, you want the sun to be shining on you. And when we're cutting, we're looking for like 3 to 5 days of good weather. So if you've got a thin crop of hay and you've got 3 really hot days of weather, you'd probably make and bale hay on the 3rd day, but it's very, very rare. Yeah, so when we're cutting, we tend to look for a 5-day window of sunny or no rainy weather with a nice hot day at the end of it, which is, as you know, English weather. We're always talking about the weather, and that is pretty rare within a season. So this season particularly, I think this is about the 2nd opportunity that we've had of hot weather with a 5-day period of good forecast. So hence why we're doing hay so late in the season. George has taken over from me tedding, so I've probably got half an hour just to check the other brace in the other side of this beam, so we can have a look, see what that looks like as a finished post. No. Away. Not random pegs up. Because I want to get them out again. But, oh, it looks nice. That's really nice. Beautiful thing. What do you reckon to the little step on the brace? Or should have took it to a point in the tenon, a bit like the top? I think I quite like it. Bit of a feature. I think I've got about an hour before I go baling, so I'm going to try and get my van round, get the tools out, get this one off of these benches, and try and get another one machined if I can. Somebody mentioned in the comments about if you use a bearer that's a different timber, it can stain it. So I'm going to take advice if I'm giving it. So I'll use these offcuts from the braces to stack the timber on. I'll make some green oak stickers. Okay, so since I didn't do much woodwork in this one, here's a bit more farming content for you. It's just a collection of all the clips and stuff, any decent clips that I've got of the farming and the baling over the last few weeks, and hope you enjoy this one, and I'll see you tomorrow for a bit more woodworking. This is a great moment. Really busy baling for other people, bit of woodwork in between, sorting stuff out with other things that are going on, and we're getting a hay, so the old man's over there, I'll show you in a minute, raking up. I'm baling it. Beautiful little job. The sun's shining. Bloody brilliant. It feels so good to do something for yourself. Rather than, it's nice to go out and earn money doing the contracting, but to get your own bit, it's just fantastic. It's like, it's the dream. There's Dad over there on the rake. First time he's ever driven it, so he's doing alright. He's doing a good job. I've never driven it before either, so it's interesting. So yeah, look, the sun is shining, make hay while the sun's shining. It's almost that blue sky and white clouds like at the start of The Simpsons. We always say The Simpsons is on when you got blue sky with them white fluffy clouds. A bit like over there that Simpsons is on. So I've been on the go since about 7 o'clock this morning. It's coming up to 9 o'clock. One more load after this one and we can have some dinner. It's great to have a couple of these little tractors and some old trailers, like little old trailers about the place, because while the bigger tractors are tied up with the balers, you can still do your own stuff without having to take it on and off all the while. It's bloody handy. There you go, bit of modern agriculture, look. Absolute beast. These have sensors on the ground, and these headers can flex. So one side it can do like an S. They're so wide now that the cutter bars can flex with the ground. See down there, it's not particularly straight. Like this bit that cuts the crop. I mean, you can cut it like, look how short this is. You know, it's cutting 40 odd foot width of material, like grazing it about that high off the ground. It's bloody brilliant. Monster, I think. I don't know how they get it down the road, it's crazy. Serious hills over here. Seriously steep.